Welcome back, my friends, to another episode of TFT Hyperroll with Autarch. And let me tell you, there is a backstory to this game. I played one in which I wasn't forcing what I'm about to do, and then something happened. I'm going to show you that after I show you this game, but after that thing happened, I decided I am going to do this again, and I don't care how many games I have to surrender out of when they're not going this direction before I get it. That's why I'm on my 4th alt deep, because I was surrendering games at the earliest possible area to make sure I could finally redo this comp and hope that Rito didn't mess it up again. So, let's get into this one. Starting with Misfortune was key because we are going into essentially a big shot Sentinel style build, but you'll see how it changes after that because I'm going primarily for 8 bits in an attempt to get the payoff. And that is going to require 2 things: a Corki 8-bit, or anyone with 8-bit, and then 200,000 damage, which is a lot of damage for Hyperroll. Now, this was done before the buffs to 8-bit, so this might be a little bit easier, but it seems to be really tight in Hyperroll, and I had never seen what happens when you reach the end and actually get the final high score. We did get very close in a live once, but the person surrendered out, and when you see what led me to be forced to play this game, you'll understand a little bit more why I felt compelled to get this done. Item choices. I want damage. I want extra damage as much as possible, so I'm grabbing the BF sword. Even if I were to get a bow at this point, I would not make the Rage Blade, because the only way this is going to work is if I get a spatula and a bow and I can make an 8-bit emblem. Because it's only with that 8-bit emblem that you can get eligible for the grand prize. And I'm not sure if anyone else has seen it either. As we're heading into the second set of augments, we're in the NPC round. I see the golden orb. Yes, spatula, bow. We can do this in this game, which you knew because I wouldn't have posted it just to show you one that doesn't get where I want. Unified resistance is good because we're still going Sentinel in front, but we can now increase to the 4 8-bit, which will give us a little bit more damage on our 8-bit champions, so we'll be adding more damage to our arcade machine in the corner. From a game-winning perspective, probably the Rage Blade on Corki would have been better, but I just wanted to make sure that I had that 8-bit emblem because my only goal is the 6 8-bits. But the nice thing is that we can still get to the 6 Sentinels, because you can have the 6 Sentinels and then Riven, then Ezreal with the 8-bit emblem, and Corki, which will give you 2 big shots, 6 Sentinels, and the 6 8-bits, provided you get everything exactly right. Now, Riot decides to tease me with another spatula, and I consider it for a moment, because I'm thinking maybe I can make another 8-bit and then it'll be easier, but no, it's better to just continue damage here. We're going to want to get Blitz into the front line because he's stronger than pretty much anyone else, so we'll just swap out Cassante. We make a Rage Blade to put on Corki, so we should be stacking up damage much quicker now. And while each level on the arcade machine is going to get us additional damage, we need to get to 200,000 total damage. So you can see so far at stage 6, we are now just crossing 30,000. So we got our gold 3-star Corki heading into this. Normally, we'd be taking bigger shot, but that is not our goal here. Damage is the goal. Now, Ascension looks like the natural one, and I almost take it until I see Crash Test Dummies. Crash Test Dummies is just fantastic. Now, it's going to get nerfed a little bit in the next patch. They're going to reduce the stun. But my goal here is not only damage, but also to win. And while Ascension would have been good, this is going to help us keep winning. We're going to switch out Riven for now because there is no advantage to having a 5th 8-bit in at this point, but there is an advantage to having an additional Sentinel, since they get double the Sentinel bonus that's going to the rest of the team. I also end up putting both Death Blades onto Corki because, again, damage. We need as much damage as possible quickly. We are down to our last item component that we're going to get, and we're going to put the blue buff on Ezreal. It's excellent on him, and then we're hoping there is a bow in here so we can put the red buff on Ezreal. This way he's going to wound everyone who gets hit by his ult as it goes. It will mean more damage. More damage the closer we get to our 200,000 damage goal. And we are hoping to get a Caitlyn sometime before stage 9, so we can add Caitlyn then and go to the 8-bit and maximize the amount of damage that we're putting out. We have an item choice, and at this point I just want to make the front line a little bit better, and then we have our Caitlyn who can come in at the start of stage 9. And the main reason I didn't bring her in immediately is that I wanted to try to keep winning so that we could definitely go later into the game, and the front line being strong was key to us being able to hold things back. Ezreal's getting off a lot of cast, which is giving us wins. It is time for an item choice, and while I'd really like to get some damage on Caitlyn, the Bloodthirster just doesn't give enough compared to what the Warmogs will do for Blitz and keep the front line strong. We now have our 8-bit, so we're going to be getting our damage much quicker. And 8-bit is a pretty sizable power spike, as you will see here. The back end is just able to clean up, and you can see the damage adding up quickly as we have now crossed the 100,000 mark. And it has led us into the top 4. Item-wise, we need damage. We need to double our damage in however many matches are left. Now, the good thing is that we have a lot of people with high health, so there should be several rounds to go before it's over, giving us a chance to get that increased damage. Now, from an ability to win the match perspective, it might have been better to put in Echo to go to the 6 Sentinels, but from an accumulating damage perspective, it's probably better to stick with the 8-bit. It's a really tough choice right here, but I need to get as much damage as possible, and we pulled over 20,000 out of that match. And the final official item choices of the game, and I was really hoping for another damage item for Caitlyn here, but nope. But we can go ahead and get an even shroud so that we can shred some armor up front, and then hope for something like a rage blade so Caitlyn can attack faster. The key now, survival and damage. We move the target dummies over to the right because we want to stop that Jax. That Jax can tear the team apart, but if we can hold it down just long enough so that we can put enough damage into it, then we can get ahead of it. Ezreal's going to jump all over the board, so I'm not too concerned with him, but I move Caitlyn and Corki into the far corner so they could continue to attack for as long as possible before Jax gets to them, and it pays off, and we are now 50,000 damage away. For the next round, we get a Ghost player, which is good because we should be able to win, and that will increase our damage. I'm hoping this will take us over the 199,999, 200,000 damage, but we're not going to get there because we just got through them too quickly, and they didn't have healing. And we are against the Spellweaver Annie team, which is good for us since they're KDA, which means I know pretty much where they're going to be, and we can set up for it. We get the dummies to go in and just get the right stun. As you can see, Ezreal does a ton of damage with his ult, and we clear them out, but check out the damage in the corner. We are 300 and change short of triggering the payout. For this to have any chance of being what I want it to be, I need the person who's still battling to win, and they do, so there's possibly 2 more rounds left, and we can actually see a payout. Meanwhile, we are 1 Ziggs away, and the lesser duplicator will not do anything. We have to deal with that 3-star jacks, and I went to move everything, but I was a little too late because I was focused on rolling for zigs. So this is very stressful at this point because we've now hit the damage level we need to hit, but we need to survive this fight and hope the other person with the Spellweaver anti-team survives their fight, and this one is really close, but we make it out. Then we get to go into the next round, and will it work? Yep, it's payout time. And it just is nuts once it starts paying out. We get a Tactician's Crown, we're getting lots of gold so we can start rolling. Look for the gold 3-star zigs. We now have that. We can just start grabbing anything and putting it on the board. It's gonna keep spitting stuff at us as we go because, yeah, why not? And I suspect in regular matches this'll matter because you're not necessarily in a winner-take-all position. It throws a duplicator at the last minute, but it is very, very quickly GG for everyone. Now, before I let you go, I want to show you what led to me having to do this. And I'll try to make it as quick as possible and just take you through key moments in the game, and you'll see why I was so frustrated. It started with the very first augment when I rolled through them, and it ultimately gives me insert coin. And I went, yeah, I like insert coin. It's one of my favorite augments. So I took it and I was like, okay, we can go with a Corki and Garen and start working on that. Then it gave me the 8-bit Corki, and I was like, awesome, I have Rageblade and an additional bow, just in case it happens to give me that additional Spatula, I might be able to go to 6-8-bit. And this game very quickly said, we're not messing around, here's the Spatula, I already have the bow, so I'm on my way to the 6-8-bit. By 5-1, I've picked up my gold 3-star Corki, so I am feeling really good about it. And this particular match even went a step further and gave us a Sentinel emblem, so I could turn Riven into a Sentinel so that I could have an additional person in the backline if I wanted to, so that we could make the team even stronger. We ended up hitting the top 4 with 18 health left and having only lost that one match very early on. We were even set to bring in Kane as a final heart steal in round 10. In fact, my biggest concern in this match wasn't whether I was going to win or not. I really felt that I had this win absolutely locked down. My concern was that after I won this round and I wasn't yet at the 200,000 damage, that I was going to end up winning the match and still not get to see what a payout is. But lucky for me, the other team hit a gold 3-star Poppy and beat me, and I went over the 200,000 and nothing happened. It's over 200,000 right now and nothing's happened. I'm wondering what the big payout is. I had never seen this grand prize, so I had no clue what it was. I looked, I see, okay, I'm at 132%. Maybe that's it, that I've just got this, extra additional damage, and that's the grand prize, that it's increased me to a larger percentage of damage. But that's a 3-star Poppy I'm against, and a little bit of extra damage I don't think is going to take that down. And I, at this moment, was really underwhelmed, going, that, you hit 200,000 damage just for that? Then, the next round, it starts spitting stuff out. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess this is the payout. And it starts throwing so much stuff at me, I have no idea when this thing is going to stop. And the answer is, I don't think it ever does. But it starts giving me champion duplicators. I have a second 2-star Kane on the bench. I just need one more duplicator. But it's not going to give it to me until after the match starts. So, yeah, there's a gold 3-star Kane. It's not going to mean anything. And I was pretty upset at Riot at this point, simply because what happened? Why didn't it open the first time? And that's when I decided I was not playing anything but 8-bit until I hit this again so that I could make a video, which is what you saw in the beginning. Hope you enjoyed all of this craziness, and as always, have an absolutely awesome day.